Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for chiming in every time. Welcome to the show. We have another amazing guest. Now, this lady over here, how can I describe her? One, she's the most chill comic I've had the pleasure of meeting. Chill, but then also really about her goddamn business. That shit's fire. It's wild impressive, and I hope y'all enjoy her as I've come to enjoy her. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the one and only Chanel Ali. What's up, Chanel?
Hey, I feel like I should say hi to everybody. Hey, you guys, you're sneaky. Hey.
I'm actually a huge fan of just how you move.
Yeah,
You know, 'cause
yeah.
you're one of those people that, some people in the game who they have a team and everything like that, but they make they're like, I have an agent.
Yeah,
I have a manager.
totally, yeah.
And they kind of move in that you condescending, you feel poor for not
Yes.
having it, where you have that whole thing and you're still a human being, and that shit is so fucking impressive.
I appreciate that
Yeah.
a lot. And I talk to my team really crazy. I speak to them.
You Ellen? Are
Yes,
you Ellen?
I'm crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I'm really serious about my business, and my team represents me. They're all women, they're badass women, but also nobody knows what we're going through as an artist when they are outside of it, because they're worried about production, they're worried about costs, they're worried about things that don't help us be creative. So I've had to be loud before and say, I need to rest. I'm tired. Y'all got me, the train just got here at 6:30. I got to be on stage at 7:30. I need help organizing my stuff so that I can be the best version of myself. But I think that's just an important part of managing your management, is to let them know hey, I need it to be better than it is, because I'm working hard all the time. I'm creating magic out here, so I need my team to be magical.
If y'all niggas don't know spells, get the fuck out of here.
I'm talking Gryffindor. I'm not playing around out here.
Oh, what you think, we Hufflepuff?
These wands, they're not even sharp. How y'all trying to hurt people?
Expelliarmus, ho. I didn't realize how many spells I know.
I know. You jumped right in.
Yeah, I was with it. I was like, yeah, I know a lot. But that's fine. Now, what got you, because especially as artists, a lot of artists are artists. So they go, I don't care about the business, whatever. I just want to work on my craft. But you have a very clear understanding. Did you have a bunch of day jobs? What got you there?
Oh, I had a ton of day jobs. I've had incredible, when you call a company and they're like, this call may be recorded for I used to be the person that listened.
You were the quality assurance?
I was the quality assurance lady who used to listen to the calls and then call in the agent and tell them you were really rude, and that's I'm gonna have to give you an F. And they're also gonna dock your pay. I used to be the lady.
You judged the quality assurance people.
No, I judged the customer service people,
Okay.
But anytime you call a company, they have somebody that listens. But I just had a lot of jobs that had to do with high levels of communication, just any type of tech industry that needed somebody to help make sure their communication was seamless. I've had a ton of jobs like that. And I think if I wasn't a comedian, I probably would work for some big tech company or, Google or something. I would have a great job like that. I got degrees and shit, but
I'm gonna make money regardless.
But I think I experienced a lot of different jobs and a lot of different successes, enough to know that, some of it was me not being real. I was lying. I was pretending I'm so good at this job and look, it's fun and I have money and benefits. But in reality, I always knew I was a comedian. I knew that deep down. And it just felt like I got to a certain point where I was I just can't keep lying anymore. If I'm going to try it, I got to do it right now. I can't wait until you're 50 and you have a 401k and you think the kids are off and now let's go try our dreams. I got to get started right away. So yeah, I just, once I decided if I'm going to, be poor and try to be a comedian, then I'm gonna go ham. And if I fail, it's gonna be big, because I don't wanna, just lie. I don't wanna just live this life of dishonesty.
But coming from the state of you wanted to be transparent with yourself, but not only that, it seems like you didn't want to attain all of those goals, but then not be happy. It sounds like.
Exactly. And I think comedians know ourselves pretty well. And I've always known that I can learn anything. If someone sits with me and teaches me anything, I will master it if I want to, if I have the motivation. But when you have that type of skill, you are often an outsider because you don't feel like you're connected to anything. You can do everything. You're good at everything. Everybody likes you. Everybody wants to talk to you. So it's like once I tried comedy, I was like, no, this is deeper than me just being good at this. This is inspiring me. It's motivating me. It's sparking me. You know, like I can't think of anything else. I'm just everything in my life. I just wanted to align it with doing more comedy once I tried it. And so, in speaking about the vein of being honesty, that like really taught me a lesson about life. Like you've been motivated to do a lot of things because of money or success or acclaim, but you're gonna be poor. You're about to be voluntarily poor to do this thing. So I think it must really mean something to you. And you know, let's be full on that feeling than, you know, whatever else.
That's real, and that reassurance you have within yourself. Not a lot of people have that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people just know, like, hey, I'm good at things.
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of come in with doubt, and comedy is their like relief of this is the only place that I feel competent.
I can be myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes from being an orphan. Like I grew up without parents. And I always say, like, I know a lot of comedians who have parents, and like some of them are funny, some of them are not. But
you think it has something to do with the kids, with the parents?
If you ask any comedian that has two parents, hey, what do your parents think about you doing comedy? More often, they're like, they hate it. They really want me to go to grad school, and like they're always asking me, "Are you done yet? Are you done yet?" And like when you are your own person from a very young age, you have to live with all of your own decisions. Mm-hmm. So I've never had anyone say to me, "I'm really disappointed in you for that thing you did." I've only had to be disappointed with myself and say, "That was stupid. Hey, you really messed your life up for the next 6 months, and now you have to reorganize." Like you can't call anyone and say, "Come bail me out, come save me from this life lesson that I haven't learned." So when you're constantly teaching yourself and holding yourself accountable, I just feel like you build up a real sincere confidence that I think our generation often confuses as like just posting pictures of yourself or saying that you're lit. But when you really, really know who you are, you don't even have to be out here that much. You know what I'm saying? Like when you really have peace, like I know I'm the shit and the things that I want to do, I'm capable of it. You know, it resonates. And also like being an orphan is really hard. And so once I decided at 23, I think I'm going to try comedy. I was like, being a comedian can't be as hard as not having parents.
It can't be.
Just in the grand scale of
There's
life.
No way.
It can't possibly be harder.
So every time you bomb, you say, "Man, but I still don't got parents." So
I don't know where my dad's at. So, you know, like it was sad yesterday. You know, what's a little more sadness on top, you know?
Fuck
At least I get to try again tomorrow.
I can't find parents tomorrow.
Yeah. It really gives you perspective.
That's interesting, and it's cool that you have this positive outlook on it, because some people could take that information and be like, "Fuck it." You know, some comics have that. Some comics come from the one a thing that I've said in the past on episodes and in general. I say most comedians are either sad rich kids or fun poor kids.
Yeah.
And that's my theory on all of us.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, you know, sad rich kids, you got the money, parents, all that shit, but then don't appreciate it. Where you seem to, I don't know how poor you were in your upbringing.
Pretty poor.
Okay, cool. I'm pretty poor.
I want you to know.
So coming up in Philly, but you developed a level of optimism out of your circumstance.
Yeah, and I really attribute most of that to having a little brother.
Okay.
And just like
same parent, like same.
Yeah, same parents.
Okay.
But yeah, we were in foster care together. We moved around a lot, and I just plenty of times felt like, man, at 10, I remember thinking, I'm tired. This life is hard, man. This kid is crying. I'm in foster homes, and these people don't seem to care about me. Like, what is my life gonna become? I remember, you know, having those grand thoughts and feeling a lot of peace with the idea that whatever I was gonna do with my life, it had to be something very sincere, and I was gonna have to really try hard at it because I was gonna be the example for my little brother. And that put so much fear in me that one day he could say, well, Chanel's a vagabond on the streets of Manhattan. So what could I be? You know, like if she gave up on life, then I'm gonna do it. So that always just kept, you know, some optimism in me. And, you know, just like watching him grow and have this like beautiful kid with me, it was just one of those things that.
He was like your son in some ways.
Yes, and there was a time when I had to tell him, like, don't call me mom. I'm not your mom. I'm actually your sister. We're only 6 years apart. So if you could chill out here, you're scaring people.
You're 16, he's 10. They're like, what the fuck happened?
What is going on in Philly? But yeah, that definitely kept me positive for sure.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And then coming into stand-up at 23, you know, with a clear sense of purpose, you know what I mean? And you don't seem to, in my opinion, I could be wrong here, but in my opinion, you don't seem to get derailed by anything.
And I say that all the time when I'm talking to comedians, especially when we're having like those catty conversations about, did you see so-and-so got booked on this? Or so-and-so is doing this? And like, I have those thoughts too, for sure, I'm human. But I snap myself right out of it. Like I physically will tell my brain, shift away from that. Because I think that every moment we spend watching somebody else, we're turning our eyes away from our race. I'm gonna stay in my lane and I'm gonna run my race. And I know my race is not gonna look like everybody else's race, but I trust this lane and I'm gonna play it hard, you know? I'm gonna keep my mental, like I'm gonna keep my mental
cold. That shit
focus,
cold. That shit's so cold.
I'm gonna peek over, I see you running, but I'm gonna get back to my stride because every step that you take while you're looking, you're not as strong, you know? You're not as confident. And it's like, we already are using so much of our brain power to try to be funny comedians, talented actors. Like the competitiveness, it can only be, or it should only be used for good. You know, like I love being competitive with my comedian friends, being like, yo, I'm about to body you on this show. You know, I like to talk a little stuff, but also like, hey, congrats, you got that thing. I also auditioned for it. I didn't get it, but yo, you know, I'm happy.
I saw the crazy in your eyes.
You know,
I saw the fucking crazy when you be like, I'm really salty, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah, no, get it. You know, that's gonna be a fun project. But
I could have used the money too, but I get it.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, you know, especially as we progress in the game, you hope to be friends.
Totally.
So it's like, you really about to be mad at your fucking friend?
Right. And for how long?
Too? Yeah, it's like, all right, what the fuck? And there's something that I just came to understand, especially being in a game. I feel like we've been in a game about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, other things come up.
Yeah.
You don't want to shit on anybody because literally next season,
Yeah.
there will be 2 other shows that you'll have the chance to not get. Like, it's okay.
And you never know. You never know what small interaction you're going to have with a person that years from now, that person's going to be in an important room and have some decision power, some money power. And because you had a weird interaction with them, they're like, I don't really like this girl.
Yeah.
You know, like that could happen. Yeah. And even like the first big opportunity I ever had was on MTV's Girl Code. And I booked that off of a Brooklyn like coffee shop show that I did. It was stupid. It was smoky in there. There was like 7 people. Nobody knew a comedy show was going to happen. They were annoyed. And, you know, everybody was, you know, just kind of, am I allowed to cuss on it?
Yeah, you're good.
Everybody was just fucking around on this show. Everybody was fucking around.
I'm in slow motion that moment. I'm allowed to cuss. Everybody was fucking around.
They were just not taking it seriously, not giving a fuck. And when I got up, I did my shit, like I always do. And this producer for MTV's Girl Code just happened to be in this coffee shop. He just happened to be in there. And he DM'd me on Instagram the next day, said, I can't get you an audition. We already cast it. But if you go home and do a self-tape, set it up, I'll show it to the director. Hey, let's see what happens. 2 weeks later, I got cast on that show.
That's fucking
And
fire.
that is, and I also think that has to do with like speaking it into the universe. Like I used to be obsessed with Girl Code. I used to watch it all the time in Philly. I would walk up to the TV, like, how do you get on the show? How did they pick these girls? Like, what is the path? I don't know how to do it. And when I came to New York, all I did was keep telling jokes and focus on it. I just kept telling jokes and thinking, I want Girl Code. I want Girl Code. Girl Code's gonna get canceled soon, but I really want Girl Code, you know? Because I could feel that
you were on the last 5 minutes of Girl Code.
I could feel the clock was ticking, and I swear to you, I pulled that in from the universe. I pulled it right to me by focusing on it and telling the world every day. I know I'm getting closer to it, even though it doesn't seem like it. I'm getting closer to it and closer to it. And then boom, it was right there in my DM.
That's fucking fire. When I say that's fire, that is great. Because a lot of people don't understand that half of this game, yes, is the physical thing that you got to do.
Yeah.
Another half is you just got to fucking believe so hard. And then, so you came from Philly, came to New York, I assume didn't know anybody.
Yeah, I only had a few friends. I moved into an Airbnb. I didn't have an apartment. I had a job at the time. I used to do support for Uber. So like if you were a rider and you had a problem and you email support, this is like 2015 when they first started doing that. I helped them write that whole framework for that, like what to say to somebody, what buttons to press, like sort that whole thing out. And then immediately lost that incredible job. As soon as I got to New York, 2 months in, boom, lost that job. Couldn't apply for unemployment because I had been an independent contractor. And it was just like that classic Renaissance, like spending your last $2 to get to an open mic, hustling. But I think New York City is magic, and I think there's no better place to get as much stage time, so I just grinded it out. And I remember watching an interview that Dave Chappelle did way back in the day where he was saying, I came to New York and I hustled from DC and everybody started talking about me. Everybody in the city was like, have you seen this kid Dave? Have you seen this kid Chappelle? He's out here, blah, blah, blah. And that always stuck with me, that interview. And so when I came, that was my goal. I was like, I don't want to just kill. I want everybody to say, have you seen that girl? Chanel Ali? She doesn't miss. Have you seen her? Yo, she's out here. And it took probably about a year and a half, but then it happened.
Yeah.
It's like once you just are working so hard, it's like the universe has to open up and give you something.
Yeah, it does.
Because you are just out here.
All right. You kept knocking at the door, fine.
You're always shouting.
Yeah, always shouting. But it's the truth. And, it's so crazy for you to take that knowledge, especially as young as you were first starting to get that and just grasp that concept.
And when I moved from Philly, I sold everything I owned.
Really?
Yeah, I sold everything I owned. Chris Cotton was a comedian who passed.
I remember.
Love Chris Cotton. He was such a big mentor for me, such a big influence for me.
You about to tear up? I saw it.
No, I'm chilling.
Okay, gangster.
I dealt with it. But he saw me getting ready to move. Like he saw me getting my things together, and he was like, "So what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm packing up this 2-bedroom apartment. I'm gonna take it to like Jersey City, get an apartment, and then I'm gonna go back and forth." And he was like, "Sell all that shit." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Sell all that shit. What in here do you need? What in here is gonna help you be better at comedy? All these things are gonna weigh you down. You're gonna be worried about them. You're gonna be worried about the upkeep, the storage, the space. Sell all this shit." And I did it. I sold everything. I sold my bed. I sold my cat. Everything. I moved to New York City with one bag. And it was terrifying. I literally was crying when this Spanish lady came to buy my bed, and she really needed the bed. I was like giving her a deal on it because she had been struggling. She had just moved to Philly. And so she comes in and she's taking the bed, she starts moving it. I'm just crying and crying and crying. And she's like, "I don't know, mommy. I don't know if I should take it. It seems like you're very upset." And I was just like, "No, I am, but it's like good tears, and I do feel like I'm trying to trust myself." And the first apartment that I got in New York after 6 months of struggling, was furnished. And then at the end of that lease, the person gave me all the furniture.
That's fire.
So I got back everything.
From faith.
From just going.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy
cool.
when she told me like, "Hey, you've been such a great tenant, and we know you've been working hard," because they knew what I had moved there to do. They gave it to me, and I think that really speaks to like sometimes you got to tell people when you're struggling. Sometimes you have to tell people what you're working on, even though you know they're gonna be afraid, so that they know you're not just out here wilding, because it looks crazy,
Yeah.
I'm just moving to New York, it looks crazy.
I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be a star.
I'm gonna sell all my stuff. Y'all love Kevin Hart, right? And they're like, she needs to go back to grad school.
Yeah.
Like, we're tired
You gotta
of
ground yourself in reality so people can be like, "Oh, I can help you."
Yes.
Because you need it.
And I definitely had friends who were very afraid for me during that time, but I've always found peace within the idea that like, we're just telling jokes. And so there's way worse things we could do with our lives. So anytime I had anybody that like gave me pushback or doubted me, I just always told myself, like, I never said it out loud to them, but I always told myself, like, you're just telling jokes. If somebody can look at your life and think that you're wrong or doing something else, that's their problem.
Yeah.
Don't even worry yourself about that. You out here laughing.
Yeah. It's really, that's it. It's like, every comedian could be like a drug addict in a heartbeat. Like,
Totally.
It is what it is.
We love the thrill. Is this gonna hurt me? Well, let's do it quick.
Let's
Put it in there.
just come on. Let's get it going.
No,
That's
you
so
said it's
funny.
like a ride.
So let me ask you, because this is something I've always liked about you too, is your ability to write. And every job that you just said you've had was essentially a writing job.
Exactly.
So do you have that same level of studiousness within your craft? Like how you write your jokes?
I do, for sure. And I always say that when I start writing jokes, I live in a world of yes. So I really think that, we can't really create in a vacuum, or for me, I can't just sit at home with a pen and paper. So if anybody asks me to do anything, like come to a random studio in Brooklyn, if I don't have a good reason to say no, I say yes.
That's great.
And that keeps me experiencing. It keeps me around friends.
Yes.
It keeps me energized and motivated. And that's how I write, because you and I could sit here and have a conversation about something crazy that happened to me in Philly years ago that I've forgotten about because I never talk about it.
Yeah.
But because I'm sparked by your energy, now I'm thinking about it. And now later on when I go home, I can write about it.
That's great.
So that's what I do. I just live in yes. And sometimes it's crazy that I'm always like, I feel obligated to say yes because I know I could probably get a joke off this.
She's using this show isn't for me, guys. Chanel's like, I got some bits I'm trying to run.
You gotta take these
so
minutes.
that couch bit, you think I can do that?
Right? You gotta take these minutes when you can.
I get, now I gotta know from that, has that ever backfired? Have you ever been in a scenario where you're like, man, this ain't worth the bit. This isn't worth.
A few times. Yeah. A few times, definitely in dating for sure. Back in the day, I used to be like, well, I'll just go out with this guy and, let's see what happens. Maybe I'll
get kidnapped. Yo,
maybe I'll get a joke out. Yeah. I'm sitting in the 40-40 club alone with one nigga like, this is corny.
This is a horrible.
Why did I say yes to this?
Horrible waste of time. But I like that because a lot of people don't do what you're saying to do. A lot of people don't just say, yes, I'll try this. I'll take the risk. So many people live in fear. So for you to say you're doing this is, I think, a testament to your true greatness. And
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing not only, it's been amazing to watch you grow, but then also amazing to see how far you're going to go, because I can't wait.
I appreciate that.
Now, I know you don't got that much time left. So
Yeah, I know.
I know, but I've been keeping it in my mind.
I see you. You're doing it all.
Hey, man. I'll ask you one more question, and
Yeah.
this is it, because you've given them a lot of substance, so I hope people watching this episode listen to every word she's saying, because she's saying some real poignant shit.
Yeah, sell all your shit. Move to New York.
All right. Hold on. I'm not saying, whatever. What the fuck do I know? Sell all your shit.
Sell all your shit.
Yeah. If you had to tell a person, right, person listening who resonates with your energy, with your mindset, maybe the way you looked at that Chappelle episode, they might be watching this episode right now, feeling the way you felt.
Yeah.
What is a message or something you would like to share with a person that you just feel like maybe on a path similar to yours? That's your camera.
Oh man, you young little black girls. No, I'm just kidding.
What if it's a boy? You don't got no black men?
I know. I just can't help myself. My advice is definitely to take deep breaths. That's something that we don't do often. We often give ourselves enough oxygen to do a task, and that's just not how our body works. So if you cannot remember the last time you took a big breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, please do it immediately. And keep reminding yourself to do it every time you get upset or you feel overwhelmed. And also, remember that your part in this world is part of a bigger legacy. So I saw something incredible from Dave Chappelle, and it helped propel me to be where I'm at today. And every day I wake up and hope that some little girl or some little boy will see me and they'll do better than Dave Chappelle, better than me. They'll set the new standard. So think about your life in greater terms than just what's happening to you. Think about the mark that you can leave, because every day we have a chance to.
Hey, that shit is fine. God damn it. That was some Disney rehearsed shit.
Yeah, I'm
you
done.
about to have
I'm
a
taking
sitcom.
my mic off.
Yeah. That's like the more you know. Everybody else is getting music, you're getting the rainbow. You're getting the whole.
And this is where I live. Like this energy, I'm really spiritual and I believe in all of that. So yeah, I preach this all day.
I fuck with it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody who watched this episode will feel any sort of like disingenuousness or unsincere. Like you're very sincere because it's chill.
I mean
like
it.
I said earlier, it's chill but very focused.
Yes.
On what your goals are. So Chanel, look, I appreciate you so much. I know you got to get out of here.
I'm proud of you.
Appreciate you. For real. It's great. That was it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the episode. Thank you for liking, watching, subscribe. Yada yada yada. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. What? Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.